Hello, everyone. It's good to see everybody today. Hope everybody's had a good holiday weekend and is ready to get back to business. We are going to do roll call to see who all is here with us today. Christina, will you do the roll call for us?
Sure. Ronald Crockett. Absent. Spence Flagg. Spence. Present.
I'm here.
Thank you. Raymond Hill.
Here.
Ella Kane.
Here.
Vernon Perry Jr. Vernon, can you hear us?
You'll have to unmute.
Yeah, can you hear me now? I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. Okay, thank you. Marjorie Tester.
Here.
Shauna Nefos Webb. Stephen Willinger. And Daniel Witcher.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. We would like to have the discussion for the necessity for conducting the electronic meeting. You should be able to see that on your screen, and Christina will read that to us.
Sure. Governor Lee's Executive Order number 16, which has been extended through September 30th, 2020 by Executive Order number 60, suspended the provisions of the Open Meetings Act to the extent necessary to allow governing bodies to conduct their essential business by electronic means, rather than being required to gather a quorum of membership physically in the same location. The governing body should make the determination that that meeting electronically is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans in light of the COVID-19 outbreak. At this time, it would be appropriate for the members to discuss whether they believe that meeting electronically is necessary and vote accordingly. If the members do not agree that meeting electronically is appropriate at this time, then this meeting should be adjourned until such time as the members can meet in person.
Thank you, Christina.
Ready for the roll call?
Yes.
Okay. Ron Crockett, absent. Spence Flagg.
Yes.
Raymond Hill. Raymond, can you hear us?
Unmute, Raymond.
Oh no. Can you? Raymond, can you hear us? Yes.
I think a good idea to have this meeting in Zoom, even though my Zoom is not working again.
That's okay. Are you in for conducting the electronic meeting today? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Ella Kane.
Yes.
Vernon Perry Jr.
Yes.
Marjorie Tester.
Yes.
Shauna is absent. Steve Willinger still absent.
Shauna is
Daniel-
here, Christina.
Who?
Shauna is on.
Shauna's here? Oh, great. Shauna, welcome. Shauna? Okay.
Just go ahead.
Okay. And Daniel Witcher.
Yes.
Thank you. It's getting complicated.
Thank you, everyone. Hopefully sometime in the future we'll all be able to get together and see each other and high five. Maybe at a 6-foot distance at that time still. Okay, now we're going to move ahead to the next item on the agenda, which is the election of officers. I'd like to open it up for discussion. Christina has provided a list of things that
The bylaws.
a list of the bylaws that kind of explains what everybody does. And nominations, and then we'll take a vote. Does anyone have any discussion or anything that they'd like to talk about as far as the election of officers? These are the current officers. Myself and Vernon and Christina is the secretary. Okay, no discussion. Okay, so now we need to have some nomination of officers.
I nominate you to be president again, Marjorie.
I would nominate Vernon Prairie to serve as vice chair.
Okay,
Thank you.
Would you guys be willing to serve in those positions again?
I would.
Vernon?
No. I would.
Thank you, Vernon.
I
Thank
move
you.
nominations cease.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks, Dan.
Okay, you'll need a second and a roll call one more time.
Okay,
I'll second that nomination.
thank you, Ella. And it's time for a roll call. Christina, when you get a chance.
Sure. Ron Crockett. Spence Flagg.
Yes.
Raymond Hill. Raymond, can you hear us? We'll come back to it.
I can hear now.
Oh.
I had it muted. Sorry, I didn't hear Lang earlier. My phone is giving me a lot of problems.
I'm so sorry. Are you voting yes for Marjorie and Vernon to be our officers?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Ella Kane.
Yes.
Vernon Perry Jr.
Yes.
All right, Marjorie Tester.
Thank you.
You're on there. Okay, Shauna Nufus Webb, are you here still?
I am here.
Yay. Hi.
Hello.
Are you yes?
Yes.
Yes. Steve Willinger? Not here yet.
He's joining. I just seen the link. He's joining.
Right. And Daniel Witcher.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
That was the best approval of chair and vice chair. Good.
She's the
Okay.
pretty one. You got the pretty one and the hateful one, so we're good.
Don't call me hateful.
I think he was meaning it the other way around.
Okay.
I hope so.
If I could ask for a personal privilege, Ms. Chairwoman,
Yes.
I would like to thank the three of you for doing a very excellent job in serving in your offices the past year, and encourage you to do the same again in 2020-21.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for serving with us. It takes all of us to get it done. We all have our certain gifts and talents that we bring to the committee. And I'm very thankful for each one of you.
Ditto.
Yes. Okay. Now, if we're ready to move on to the approval of the minutes, has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from our July 28th meeting?
Yes, I did.
Is there any discussion or any updates or changes that need to be done?
Can you hear me? I want to make sure.
Hi, Steve.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. Sorry.
Gotcha. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
If there's no discussion, then we'd like to have nomination to accept the minutes as presented.
I so move.
Thank
I'll
you.
second
Steve. Vernon, second.
Okay, we're gonna do one more roll call, okay?
Yes.
Sorry, everybody. Ronald Crockett, not here. Spence Flagg. We'll come back to Spence. Raymond Hill.
Yes.
Thank you. Ella Kane. Ella, you accept the minute?
Oh,
Moody.
Ellie,
Ella, do you accept the minutes as presented?
Yes.
Thank
Oh,
you.
can you hear me?
Yes,
Can
thank
now.
you.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
It's okay. Mute is hard sometimes. Vernon Perry Jr.,
yes.
Marjorie Tester,
Yes.
Shauna Nefos Webb,
Yes.
Steve Willinger.
Yes.
Welcome, Steve. And Daniel
Thank you.
Wickett.
Yes.
Woo.
Thank you, everyone. Christina, do you have some old business to share with us?
I do. Let's see. So in the email that I sent to you guys, you had the last 2 quarter reports for the YWCA's Children's Center highlights. I actually love those reports. Kind of just keeping you on task with what's going on with, people that we're funding. So did anybody have any questions about the YWCA? We give them $25,000 of public service funds, and we have for several years. But they do a great job with a sliding scale daycare for our program for 12 families that are actually well below our limits. So the 2020-2024 consolidated plan, the final 30-day comment period just ran up on September the 4th. Yay. So we did not have any additional comments from the public to be made. I did, in reviewing it, again, find some minor changes that I need to make to the plan, but it will be submitted 99.9% the same as was presented to you guys.
Okay.
The CDBG CV funding, we have completed all the contracts with everybody. We've had everyone sign their contracts, and we lack, I guess we haven't gotten 3 or 4 back out of the overall, all of the projects, but we are doing very good with working with people to make sure that we do not have, sorry, Ruby, almost a Ruby minute, have a duplication of benefits for the funding that we're giving for any of this federal funding. So that is very good news, I think. Any questions on in any of those, I guess?
I don't have any.
Anybody? Awesome. If it's okay with you, I'll move on, Chairman.
Thank you. Yes, new business, please.
Okay. So I swear it's one report after another. And we have started working on the 2019 CAPER, which is the Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report. And that is basically our year of July 1 through June 30th, 2020. And I think we've done pretty good. I have not, in our next meeting, we usually would have a public meeting at this meeting, but we just couldn't get it together and have enough time to get the draft CAPER out to everybody. But we will have a public hearing in our October meeting when I'll send you guys the CAPER. But all in all, let me give you some numbers. We helped 6 emergency rehabs, 1 substantial rehab, i.e. like $40,000. We did 1 demolition. We did our public service money, which was the $25,000 to the YWCA. And our sidewalks are continuing to move forward. I used up all of my administration funds. So that's what I'm supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So all in all, we have done a really great year with our CDBG funds. So please be looking for that in the next couple of weeks in your inbox. Any questions?
No questions at this time.
Okay.
Moving on to other matters.
So I also emailed the CDBG and home staff monthly reports for you guys from May through August. And I know that we've had a couple of called meetings since then, but we had major things on the agenda. So this wasn't one of those things that I've sent out to you previously. I hope you guys looked at the reports.
Mm-hmm.
We have been extremely busy.
You have been busy.
Yeah, extremely busy. And I think they kind of speak for themselves, but we have a new substantial rehab that signed contracts last week. And I'm working with potentially 2 emergency rehabs right now
Okay,
for the CDBG general funding.
okay.
And that's all I have if you don't have any questions.
Sounds good to me.
You're working hard. I can tell by all the different meetings that you're conducting over Zoom.
Thank you. Thank you. In attending in meetings, you know, HUD is, I would say, was lacking in the beginning of this on giving us direction and how to forge ahead and what to do. And I think that that's because they didn't know either. But now they're really reaching out to a lot of the larger communities and doing, you know, best practices and, hey, how can you learn from this? And, you know, what are you doing to use this funding or this funding? So it has been a really challenging time, but also informative, I think, for all of us.
Good, good. I think we're all learning things as we move forward, different ways to do business, different ways to communicate.
We did get approval on that COVID monies, I believe that's correct, one as part of this
We did.
year. Right, that's what I was thinking. Okay. And that's part of this last year's report, I guess.
It will be. It's going to play a major role in there for sure.
Okay. Do we have any other announcements, or Christina, any other business?
I don't have any more. I do want to give Karina the floor for a minute, as they usually do give a Bristol housing update on everything. And since we aren't having speakers while we're on Zoom, maybe she could give us a quick little update.
Okay, thank you. I will let you all know, if you're not already aware of it, the CDC and the Department of Health and Human Services has ordered a new halt on evictions for rent. The original eviction moratorium ended July 24th. And now to prevent more homelessness, they have come up, it's in the Federal Register. So that's any landlord, private or federal. So we can still add on their late fees, but we cannot evict them for non-payment of rent. So, and that will go through December 31st, 2020. There is a form.
Question, Karina, a question on
Yes.
that. Does that include also those who vacated or abandoned on purpose and have left? How does
No.
that work? Do you know?
No, you should still be able, if you can prove that they have abandoned the unit, and if you have to get you a court date, you should still be able to do that. I'm not sure how Judge Tipton is going to react to any of this, because I've not had any evictions. I do have one scheduled for September 21st, but it's not for non-payment. It was for housekeeping issues. And this eviction was actually initiated back in March. So it's taken me this long to get a court date. And because she's riding it out, and she's not gone yet. She says she's going to be, but I don't expect that. I think we'll still be in court on the 21st. But there is a form. It is called the Declaration Under Penalty of Perjury for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's Temporary Halt in Evictions Prevent Further Spread of COVID-19. And so it's a form that they have to complete. I'll just kind of put it up here. It's just some verbiage here. It's a 2-pager, about page and a half, that the tenants can complete, stating as to why they cannot pay their rent. This is probably going to be more aggravating for us to have them complete this than to just wait it out through the end of December on any rent evictions. There are some stiff penalties if you do try to evict someone for rent, the worst is if they've got it stated that if the person that you evict passes away, it's a $500,000 fine and a year in jail. If you evict them and they do not pass away, it's a $200,000 fine and up to a year in jail. So I think what the CDC's trying to do is just keep from, most of the time that people are evicted for non-payment of rent, they usually do not have somewhere else to go. And what they're looking at is either being homeless on the street with other people and spreading COVID. The same thing in a shelter, the close proximity, as well as if they have to move in with family, that's going to put more people together. So that I think they're just trying to keep people in their own home and try to prevent the spread of COVID. So, but it is in the Federal Register if you want to, if any of you are private landlords and you want to look that up. And I'd be happy to send this to you all if you want to shoot me an email.
I just sent it to you, Dan. If anybody else wants it, I'd be happy to too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Appreciate
it's kind of a big deal.
It is. It was effective September 4th, which was this past Friday, and goes through December 31st. So it's, you can evict for violent criminal activity, or if it's has anything to do with the safety of health for your other residents. But it better be for pretty strict reasons. So we're kind of stuck again for a while, but I'm still going to continue to do my late fees. I actually had quite a few that did not pay that has a certain amount of income every month. They just chose not to pay. And of course I wasn't able to evict them, but now they don't. And what they didn't realize, which I told them ahead of time, you're only going to hurt yourself in the end. Because all of it is due, or you have to sign a repayment agreement. So now, if you signed a repayment agreement in addition to your monthly rent, now you've got that extra payment to have to make. So if they would just paid all along, they would have been better off. But, some people like to take advantage of situations. So, but we'll continue to work with people the best we can. We do lower their rent. If they have a loss of income or if their hours have decreased. So, we'll work with them, but.
This thing could be kind of unusual because the judge has to keep rendering judgments and the sheriff has to keep putting out notices. And, that's going to be a kind of who stops the bus, so to speak. You know what I'm getting at?
Well, I will tell you this, on the eviction that I have coming up September 21st, when we were given the court date, I did have to sign a form under the penalty of perjury that I was not evicting for any type of rent.
Right.
So I would say that Judge Tipton will probably make you do that again. And I think he'll look closely at whether it's something that could affect the other residents. I think like the one I have is for housekeeping. I'm not sure that he would uphold something now through the end of December. I don't think I'm gonna have a problem on the 21st since that eviction goes all the way back to March before any of the eviction moratoriums were put out there. But after that, I'm probably just not going to do any because of the aggravation.
Right.
So.
Well, good luck on it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thing
That's about all I have.
Thing that gets me about that, Karina, the ones of us that do pay our rent, and then the deadbeats, the minute you get this out, in here, if you have to do that later, it'll start all over again.
Mm-hmm. And there will be a new letter coming out with the rent statements for October advising every one of the new rule. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
You still got my autograph, so I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karina.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Do we have any other announcements or discussion? Okay. With that, we are adjourned.